All right, greetings, elective seeking students. If you don't know me, I am Ms. Hirsch. I am an English teacher here at East Islip High School, and I am going to tell you about 3 of the really great electives that are available to you in the English department. I don't have any tricks or songs or shenanigans planned. I'm just going to tell you about the classes. They're really great classes. They are all half-year, everyday classes. The first one is actually open to any student in grades 9 through 12, so there are not a huge amount of elective opportunities available for freshmen, but this is one. And the class is Speech and Communications, which would more traditionally be known as public speaking. So if you are a person who is terrified about the idea of speaking in front of other people, it is actually a super useful and also pretty fun class for you to take. We start off the semester with a unit on regular public speaking. We study some famous speeches by great speakers. We talk about the kinds of techniques that these speakers use to be so effective when they are addressing their audiences. And then that leads up to you preparing and delivering a formal speech of your own. After that, we move on to a unit about advertising communications, and we explore how advertisers seek to communicate with you and influence you in order to get you to purchase or use certain products or services. As a part of that unit, we also look at food styling and how that's done to communicate with you and entice you to make certain food choices and restaurant choices. And the advertising unit culminates in a really fun project, which is you getting to write and shoot and show an original commercial. The final unit of the speech and communications class teaches you about how to succeed in interviews. So either job interviews or college interviews. We watch and read about some tips for that. We explore some commonly asked interview questions, and then you get to do a mock interview with me for practice for those situations. So it is very much a project-based and discussion-based class. It's a lot of fun, and you actually will learn really useful life skills in the class. So definitely consider signing up for speech and communications. The second class I will tell you about is my very favorite because I created the class, and that is dystopian fiction. This is available to any student in grades 10 through 12. So first, what is dystopian fiction? This is a type of literature and film which explores what happens in a society when some element of it goes horribly wrong. So in some cases, it is exploring authoritarian governments. In some cases, it's exploring a society where people think that they've created something perfect, and in reality, it is a disaster and very, very scary. So some examples that you might be familiar with would be most recently and most popular would be the Hunger Games or the Maze Runner series. Those are not books that we read for the class because I think that a lot of people have already read them on their own for fun. So the books that we do read include classic novel Brave New World. It is actually a basis for a lot of dystopian stories and movies that came after it. Really amazing book about a society in which people think that they've created utopia. Everyone is supposedly really happy, and people don't really suffer the effects of old age. But in reality, it's just because they really have no idea what's going on and how much they are being controlled by people in power. We also will read the young adult dystopian fiction novel Uglies, which is about a society in which on their 16th birthday, everybody gets to have extensive surgery procedures that turn them from an ugly into a pretty. And it kind of explores what happens when some young people start to question this or decide that maybe it isn't something they want for themselves. The other texts for the class include a variety of short stories from some really well-known, amazing science fiction and dystopian fiction writers. And also a couple of films that sort of put these societies on display. And relate to a couple of the books that we're reading. The class will be very much discussion based on your own feelings about and reactions to the books, which isn't always something that you get to discuss so much in your regular English classes. Your regular English classes tend to focus more on analyzing just, techniques and meaning and that sort of thing. But this is a class that'll let us explore a lot more about how you react to this and what you think the authors are trying to show us and warn us about. And it's another class that will very much be project-based too. The last class I'm going to tell you about is film and literature. And this is also open to students in grades 10 through 12. And I just have to say that if you don't want to take a class that is primarily based around watching and discussing and critiquing movies, I don't know what is wrong with you. So, for film and literature, the focus of the class is really on looking at how movies are constructed through techniques that are similar to literature. So how in a movie do they get characterization across? What role does the setting play? But also looking at things that you don't get when you're reading a book, like the influence of lighting and music and sound and costumes and that sort of thing. So in the class, you would be watching and we would be discussing movies from a wide variety of genres, everything from, classic black and white film through more contemporary films, animation, so just a really great variety of films. And again, discussing, how is this constructed to get this story across to people? Why are there characters that we love so much and hate so much? And the work for the class would be very much, again, project-based, writing personal reactions to the films, learning how to write reviews of films. So if you are a movie buff, and you want to be able to understand a few more of the, more technical aspects of what goes into making that, then definitely consider signing up for film and literature. If you have any questions about any of these three classes, so again, that's speech and communications or public speaking, which is open to students in grades 9 through 12. Dystopian fiction, which is open to students in grades 10 through 12, or film and literature, which is also open to students in grades 10 through 12. Please feel free to email me or send me a Student Square message. My email is dhirsch@eischools.org. Or you can just search for Hirsch in Student Square and I'll come up and you can send me a message. Or if you are around and you're near room 245, you are more than welcome to just pop in and talk to me about the classes. All right, so good luck making your schedules, and I hope to see you in one of our great English electives next year.